I'm Cara Di Falco.
And I'm Laura Jones in for Lisa Marie. So good to be here on this Friday morning. The sun's
So happy
shining.
to have you. I know. We have such a busy morning. There is so much going on, Laura.
There is indeed.
We have some great guests this morning. We're going to talk to New Jersey actor Kevin Interdonato, who is currently starring in the Showtime series City on a Hill. And we're going to talk with a New Jersey realtor about the housing market and tell you about a program that's helping homeless shelters and local restaurants.
Right. And on the political front, because it's New Jersey, everything is political here. We're going to talk to State Senator Vin Gopal in a few minutes, and he's going to talk a little bit about opening up the state county by county. Plus, we're going to also talk with Jersey Joe Panacio, State Senator Panacio, about New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy's emergency powers and why he's looking to limit those powers, and so much more.
Yeah, but first, you know what? We have a big announcement today. I think we have a picture of her. Lisa Marie had her baby girl. Here she is. Is she not precious?
Perfection. Look at that. Perfection.
Yes, we are so excited to introduce you to Liana Lucille Falbo, born yesterday. She is absolutely perfect. Mom and baby are healthy. We are so happy for our friend and colleague, Lisa Marie. So Lisa, congratulations. And to her husband, Joe, we're so happy for you. Enjoy every precious moment.
Yes. And you know what else I learned yesterday about the date March 4th? It's a command because you march forth.
Oh, look at that.
March 4th. Yes. Yeah. I love birthdays and learning more about birthdays. So her daughter has a command. March 4th.
I like it. She's going to be a leader for sure. Knowing her mama, she's going to be a leader for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, and listen, she picked a pretty nice week to come into the world as we say good morning to meteorologist Mike Favetta. We got lots of sunshine.
Oh, it is a beautiful day here across New Jersey. Sunshine as far as the eye can see. And you know what's great about this forecast is that it gets warmer as the days go on. So a real spring-like feel here across New Jersey, and yes, we'll take that, especially after so much cold and the snow that's still visible here in New Jersey. It has snowed so much during the month of February, you can still see the snow on satellite. I want to go to the weather computer to show you that satellite that shows all the clear sky across New Jersey, but just off to the north and west, right here in the hills there of northwestern New Jersey, that little faded white area going into Pennsylvania, that is snow that the satellite is picking up, thinking it's clouds. This is the visible satellite. So clear sky across the state, and we are nice and pleasantly sunny right now, but it's cold. These are the actual air temperatures. When you factor in the wind chill, it feels like 9 right now in northwestern New Jersey, feels like 14 down in Newark, and even feels like 15 in Atlantic City. So we'll take a look at the full screen graphics to show you today's forecast highs that will climb into the 30s. It's going to feel like the 20s most of the day thanks to the wind chill. We started off with the wind chills down at 0 earlier this morning. Those wind chills were cold, and yet throughout the afternoon the wind chills will climb only into the teens. We've got another check of your forecast coming up. We've got details on that 7-day because, Cara, one day this week there will be a 70-degree day, and we can't wait for that.
Do not tease us, Mike Favetta. You better keep that promise.
Yeah, it's coming. We'll see it in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Oh, yeah, that is music to my ears.
I know, right?
Yeah, it is. So we are going to be talking first right now to State Senator Joe Panacio, and we're talking a little bit about curbing the governor's emergency powers. Now at 10 o'clock this morning, New Jersey's Senate Republicans, they're going to be live streaming an independent hearing to discuss Governor Phil Murphy's policies throughout the pandemic and lockdown. And we do have State Senator Joe Panacio here joining us this morning. Senator, it's so good to see you.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and every time I see your name, I go to the jingle when you were running, Jersey Joe Panacio.
We lost that one, so I don't know how effective that jingle.
All right. So, Senator, can you tell us a little bit about this hearing? Because I'm reading about how both sides wanted to look into what has been happening with how the state has handled COVID, but this hearing is Republicans. Tell us about it.
It's not by choice. We had actually had a commitment with the Democrat leadership that we would have a bipartisan committee meeting hopefully with subpoena powers. Now, this was no less than what was done for Bridgegate, where Republicans and Democrats got together, got subpoena powers, and the rest is history. That commitment was in May. It never happened. So we did have a bill in to make it happen, and on 3 separate occasions, Republicans brought that bill up for a vote of the day, the bill of the day. And on 3 separate occasions, it was voted down. There's at least 8,000 or 9,000 dead souls that are screaming for answers. Why was this virus fed into a nursing home at the same time? Why were they opening up prisons? Because they knew that this virus could devastate people in a population in a small confined area. So prisons were being opened up. Nursing homes were being closed down.
So what is it that you are looking to achieve? Who's going to be coming? Who's been invited?
Well, we have a host of people that have been invited. The bottom line is we want the truth. We want to be able to know what happened, what was the good, what was the bad, what was the ugly. We can build on the good, and we can prevent and hopefully never have the ugly happen again. We have an infectious disease specialist coming on with the former administrators of nursing homes, a myriad of people that lost loved ones, because I think their stories are important to have. We have a former reporter who broke the story up in, I think it was either Wanacue or Franklin, the first nursing homes that were devastated in New Jersey. So we have a very interesting mix of people. To me, first and foremost, I want to make sure that we know what, if any, science was applied. It's always science and data that's supposed to be driving public policy. So far, I see that sorely lacking, and I want to make sure that maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe there was a type of science that we just don't know about. It could be political science, but nevertheless, I think that those silent screams of 7, 8, 9,000, 10,000 people that died of COVID in nursing home, I think are deserving of at least of those answers.
Senator, and as you just acknowledged, we've had about 8,000 deaths in nursing homes, veteran homes, long-term care facilities. What do you hope is going to be the result of this hearing?
Well, first of all, why did they die? Why can't we compare ourselves? I know we were basically lockstep with New York, but why weren't we lockstep with Florida? Florida has a population that's 2.5 times our population. Their nursing home census is twice our nursing home census. And if you take a look at their deaths per capita, it's far less than our deaths. And, you said the number, I think 7,000 or 8,000. We don't know. I don't know if you recall, last May, the governor actually reduced the census of deaths by COVID by 1,400, saying, well, we don't know they died for sure because there wasn't a PCR test available then. Well, if you go back to Washington State when the virus first hit, which was months prior to that, nobody doubted that those people died of what? They died of COVID. So I think this argument, and some of the arguments that they're given, quite frankly, is very specious.
Well, Senator Panacio, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about this and explaining what's going to be happening. And it's going to be live streaming at 10 o'clock a.m. And you can actually watch it here or on the app of NJ on Air, New Jersey On Air. And thank you. We hope that you come back and give us some updates on what you find and how you're working with both sides of the aisle on this to get accountability, to protect the most vulnerable.
This is not the end. This is the beginning. We still look forward to having that bipartisan committee with subpoena powers to compel people to tell the truth.
Senator, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
So, Laura, sticking kind of with the political theme here right now, reopening our state is on the minds of so many, from business owners to teachers and parents. But does one-size-fit-all reopening work? There's now a bill before the state legislature that encourages a county-by-county opening because what's right for Bergen County may not work in Ocean County. So joining us to talk about this is the bill's co-sponsor, Senator Vin Gopal. Senator, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Good morning.
So what is this county-by-county reopening bill supposed to do?
So one of the challenges is there is not a one-size-fits-all. We are the most densely populated state, and what is the economy and geography and culture of Monmouth County may not be the same for Sussex County or Essex County, et cetera. And that's why I think we need a more strategic county by county mitigation plan. It's what New York and other areas of the country do, and I think it just makes more sense for God forbid if we ever have another one of these catastrophes.
Senator, reopening that district by district. So some people might be a little surprised because they're thinking, wait, isn't New Jersey, it's very much a home rule state. A lot of powers are left at the local level. So hearing, wait, we're not doing things, we're not changing things or addressing it county by county might be surprising to some people.
Yeah, I think it is. I know, we've got specific challenges in my district in Monmouth County along the shoreline that may be much different than, say, Sussex County, where the population is much lower. We also have to keep into mind where hospitals are located, where COVID cases are rising. All these things should be considered into a broader strategy, not just a one-size-fits-all plan. And it's no different than what other states attempted to do.
And this is already moving through legislation.
Correct. It's moving through both houses, and we're hopeful.
Of where that is.
I'm sorry.
Where is it as it moves its way through the legislature? Is it the Assembly? Is it the Senate? Where are we? Where are you in the process of this?
So it's still moving through both houses, and but it's moving. It's being posted. It went through the Senate committee, and it's going through the Assembly committee, and so we're in a place. My Senate President Sweeney is my co-prime sponsor, so it's hopeful, and Assemblyman Bersicelli. So both great leaders. We're hopeful that it obviously won't affect this issue. Hopefully, we're getting to the end of it, as President Biden predicts that most of the adult population who want to be vaccinated will be vaccinated by the end of June. So hopefully, we're at 100% of normalcy by this summer. But if this happens again, this has been a long year. I think we definitely need a county by county approach.
Senator, when you were working on this, did you include some local businesses in terms of designing this bill?
Yeah, we talked to a lot of different businesses. The NJBIA and Restaurant Association have been very, very much in support of this bill. So many of our small businesses were really crushed. And again, a business that's out in Hunterdon County, God bless, I don't know if I've been to Hunterdon County one time, is much different than going into Newark or coming into Asbury Park or some places. So, we talked to a lot of different businesses, restaurants, of sectors of the tourism industry. And even as we look at a lot of confusion in the quarantining over the last year, right? I still don't really understand it. If you went to what state, how many days, if it's CDC, if it's local, does that apply to every end of the state? Should it apply to every end of the state? I think those are fair questions. And I think we just need a less confusing process.
Senator, thank you so much. We so appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you. Have a great morning.
Have a great day. Well, Laura, coming up in just a little bit, we are going to talk to actor Kevin Interdonato about his new show on the star of the show on Showtime. And we'll get another check of the weather with meteorologist Mike Favetta. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey, on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Laura Jones.
And I'm Cara Di Falco.
And Mike Favetta is here with us, our meteorologist, for a look at the weather. The sunshine is out. It's, elevating my mood, but the sunshine's a little deceiving because it's not super warm right now.
No, it is not. Super warm is the opposite of where we are this morning, especially with the wind chills that were down near zero across most of New Jersey earlier today. Absolutely frigid weather, not necessarily the way we want to start off the first weekend in March. Look at our wind chill, 0 to 15 degrees, very, very cold. And that will take us into this afternoon. Now, there will be, I think, a little bit of improvement through the course of the day. In fact, our weather computer shows that temperatures already reaching the upper 20s. So your actual air temperature right now toward Edison, there's your 28 degrees. Even back by Parsippany, 27 degrees. We'll go a little further down the shore toward Toms River, 27 as your actual air temperature, 29 in Atlantic City, and all right, reach the freezing mark down toward the Wildwoods and Stone Harbor. That's some good news. Now we'll see a warming trend on the 7-day forecast. In fact, that 7-day looks very pleasant, especially with all of the sunshine that's forecast going forward into the next several days. So the 7-day shows with highs climbing into the 40s. As soon as Sunday, we'll be out of the 30s. Even overnight lows won't even drop back to the 30s because look what happens by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Not only are we solidly in the 60s as soon as Tuesday, but we could make a run for 70 as soon as Thursday or Friday. And I think Thursday has a really nice opportunity for that. I teach that college course at Kane University, Intro to Meteorology, and our first lab is this coming Wednesday, our on-campus lab, because we're a hybrid course. And I told the students, I said, get ready because we're going to have lab outside. It's going to be that pleasant by Wednesday afternoon.
I'm breaking out the sunscreen and the sunglasses.
I'm excited. I am
Very
excited. And
excited.
you're just going to say the streets, the parks, everything's going to be packed.
They will. That's good news that people get outside, get a little vitamin D because it's been a long February. And, we deserve this after a year of being mostly inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Meteorologist Mike Favetta, thank you very much. Laura, I'm really excited about our next guest because, of course, you and I both, we love hearing Jersey success stories. And our next guest is certainly that. You've seen him on The Sopranos, Law & Order, CSI New York, and he's currently on the Showtime series City on a Hill, which is produced by Ben Affleck and stars Kevin Bacon and Aldous Hodge. Please welcome Kevin Interdonato to the show. Kevin, how are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Virtual
Good morning.
applause. Virtual applause.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. So this is so cool. Tell us about City on a Hill.
City on a Hill is it's loosely based on the Boston Miracle that happened in the early 1990s in Boston. The cleanup of the gangs and focus on the corrupt criminal justice system. It's a pretty heavy show, and it's a very fun time to be involved in something like this.
Well, your wife is an actress, Amanda Clayton, and she's on the show with you.
Yeah.
So what's that like? Not only both of you being, on this show, but, working together, being married. How's that? How's working with your wife?
It's great. We worked together on a few films already, and a lot of auditioning now is on tape, very similar to what we're doing right now. This is actually my auditioning setup I'm in, and we work together always. So we're not on the show in the same scenes, different storylines, but it's all right. It's just kind of a freak thing that had happened. I auditioned randomly because she was in season 1. She plays Kathy Ryan, and she's just incredible on the show. And at a random audition, got the role, and that was that.
The family that auditions together stays together, right? My daughter does musical theater, so I can hear you. She's a junior in high school and, looking at applying. So I like that. You got a whole audition room right there.
Yeah.
You need it. So Kevin, I understand you're from Howell originally, Howell, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Have you found that being a Jersey guy and that special attitude that we all have, has that helped you navigate Hollywood at all?
That little grit we all got? Yeah. Yeah, it's I love where I'm from. I grew up in Middletown. I grew up in Howell. I lived in Middletown when I was younger. I lived in Belmar for a few years, lived in Lakewood. Then I moved to Los Angeles for about 7 years. That's when I met my wife. And business kind of went well for both of us. And we wanted to raise a family and come back to where our family was. So we came back. And now we're in Essex County. And yeah, back to pizza, pork rolls, and bagels. Needless to say, I put a few pounds on when I moved back real quick. But I love it here. It's just a different feel, and we could be here and still be in the business, very prominent. A lot of stuff is on tape. You don't really go into casting directors' offices much anymore. So we've been able to come back to the East Coast and sustain and still keep pretty active in the business, and it's been great.
Well, you have more than acting in your background, a very interesting background, and you're a combat veteran as well. Where can you share a little bit about that? Where were you deployed?
Yeah. I joined the Army National Guard when I was still a senior in high school. I was in the Toms River Army National Guard unit, and for several years, and then we deployed to Baghdad in 2004 with the 3rd and 112th Field Artillery Unit, and yeah, it was a great bunch of guys, and we're lucky to be here.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for your service. Of course, I always people who are in our armed forces amaze me every time. So
they can't get enough thanks.
No,
you can't get enough. Right? It's like they serve the world, and it's just so much of what they sacrifice. Agree.
But coming back to here and being a Jersey guy, and just to kind of and to talk about a little bit more about your resume, if you will, can't talk about Jersey TV without mentioning Sopranos, of course. So you played Dogsy. What was your favorite memory from shooting, and did you shoot any scenes here in New Jersey?
Oh yeah, I actually live right around the corner from where I shot. That was my break. It came out of nowhere, and my favorite memory was actually, I mean, at the time, I was broke. I was just a struggling actor, and my favorite memory was taking all the snacks I possibly could and shoving them in my pockets before we were going to do our scene. And then they called to do the scene. I had everything in my pockets, so it was a quick running scene. And as I'm running down the street to tackle this guy, my pockets had one of those, those parachute material jumpsuits that we all wear, and my pockets were just swinging left and right. The director's like, Kevin, you gotta, take whatever you out of your pockets, take it out. And I said, right here. He's like, just do it. I said, can I go over there? He said, no, just do it. We gotta keep rolling. I'm like, oh God. So I take out Oreos, Nutter Butters, this, that. Oh my God. It was a shame. I just thought I'd take and go home, But aside from that embarrassing personal memory, it was a blast. It was great, and things just work out. That was the end of the 4th season. It was quick. I was supposed to go back in the 5th season and be the character Christopher's guy, and that's when I got activated to go to war, and that was that. So things happen, life goes on, and you stay strong and keep that Jersey grit like we're talking about and muscle through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kevin, I was going to say it did all wind up working out for you. Tell us once again where we can find City on a Hill and when the new season begins.
You can find City on a Hill on Showtime, and the new season begins on March 28th.
Kevin Interdonato, thank you so much for your time this morning. We so appreciate it. Once again, thank you for your service. We appreciate that as well, and for entertaining all of us.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
So, Laura, speaking of saving people and being heroes, TV host Dr. Oz actually saved somebody on his way home from a flight at Newark Airport. When he came across a police officer giving CPR to a man, the 60-year-old man had collapsed near the baggage claim, and Port Authority officer Jeffrey Croissant started CPR. The officer got some unexpected help from Dr. Oz, who is a cardiac surgeon and longtime host of the Dr. Oz show. Dr. Oz helped revive the man with a shock from a defibrillator. And this is not the first time that Dr. Oz has stepped in to help in a medical emergency. In 2015, he was treating 2 injured people on the New Jersey Turnpike before first responders got there. So Dr. Oz is he's a man about town.
And in New Jersey. And this is going back to our last guest. There are so many people. We've got the New Jersey Hall of Fame. And I mean, I could just start listing Jack Nicholson, Martha Stewart. So much talent comes from New Jersey. And whenever there's a big story that breaks, there's usually a New Jersey connection to it. It's just, that's what I love about the States.
Always.
7 degrees of Jersey. That's 7 degrees of heaven, bacon, 7 degrees of Jersey, because
Of
there's
New Jersey.
always a connection here.
There really is.
And
And
we're
what-
hearing the uplifting stories. We need the uplifting stories.
Oh, for sure. But what I love about both Kevin and Dr. Oz is, and I think, because I think for a long time, folks from New Jersey or celebrities from New Jersey used to kind of fudge it a little bit and say, oh, I'm from New York. And I think more and more lately, we're really starting to hear people say, no, I'm from New Jersey.
I'm from Jersey, right? And I just, the attitude and not the negative attitude, but that, oh, don't tell me that I can't. Watch me,
Exactly.
I love that. There's a definite spirit that you feel, and a connection, a real connection to people.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of, you know what? And people are coming to New Jersey because coming up in just a little bit, we're going to talk to a local realtor about the crazy New Jersey real estate market. And I have questions from a close personal friend who's in the process of this right now that I can't wait to talk to her. So we'll be back in just a little bit with all of that.
Hi, I'm Debbie Peterson, founder of the Wellness Gala. I'm very excited to bring you our television show, Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala. Each week, we'll be bringing you experts in the fields of health, beauty, and wellness. We'll also bring you great tools and options to help you lead your most fulfilling life. You can watch Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala on News 12 Plus throughout the New York metropolitan area. You can find it at Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Hope you're having a great Friday morning. We certainly are. We've got a busy show for you. But first, we need to talk about this gorgeous sunshine behind my shoulder. Meteorologist Mike Favetta here. I know it's cold outside, but to me, I don't mind the cold. As long as it's sunny like this, I'm a happy girl.
When it is sunny, it's nice. And you notice the daylight hours now getting longer.
Yes.
We're adding about 4 minutes of daylight each day. This is the part of the year where we really start to see those later sunsets, the earlier sunrises. And like you mentioned, Laura, before the show began, we are coming up on daylight saving time beginning.
Yes.
I think we've all come to appreciate these small joys in life of like, oh my God, it's 6 o'clock and there's still sunlight.
And there's sunshine. Yes, there's sunshine.
It is nice. Well, that in turn translates to warmer weather, and we're already starting to see that on the 7-day. We'll start off with the cold this morning. We'll go to the weather computer to show you some temperatures around northern New Jersey, and it is cold. So if you're waking up this morning, joining us from northeastern New Jersey, maybe up in Bergen County, River Vale, over toward Montvale, 14 degrees is your actual air temperature. This is not a wind chill. This is some cold weather that'll take us throughout the morning. 16 down toward Jersey City and Hoboken, and even right there in Elizabeth, there's your 15 degrees. Take it to central Jersey. We begin with temperatures feeling like the 20s, and then down the shore over toward the Philly suburbs there. We'll take it down toward Mount Holly. Feels like 16 degrees and 20 over toward Marlton. There's your 17. Some cold weather on the way for today, but it doesn't last. In fact, it gets warmer quickly as soon as tomorrow. Let's show you the 7-day forecast with some beautiful weather on tap coming up over the next several days. Sunshine clear throughout. We do not have a chance of rain for the next 7 days, and we'll take it because all that sunshine will surely melt the remaining snow, especially in the northwestern corner of the state, where it's still piled pretty high. We're in the 60s as soon as Tuesday, the upper 60s by Wednesday and Thursday. Remember, this is the temperature that's measured in the shade. You stand in the sun, you'll be seeing people in flip-flops and shorts, I think, walking around Cara and Laura by the time we get into the end of next week, maybe even the middle of next week. I'm sure there might be one or two students that come to my class on Wednesday in shorts and flip-flops because, that's typical college apparel. But when it's 60s, it's warranted.
Yeah, no, I was going to say it only has to hit like 42 in Jersey before someone busts out shorts and flip-flops. I mean, we are hardy folk, but but that sounds beautiful and amazing. Meteorologist Mike Favetta, thank you so much. We're loving him more and more these days that he's not giving us multiple inches of snow instead of rising temperatures, I'm sure. All right, let's get a check of your latest Jersey headlines with NJ On Air's Gerald D'Ambra.
Hey guys, how are you? So as always, there's a lot going on here in New Jersey. First, let's start with a little bit of an update on COVID. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is out, and now they are actually at CVS stores. So you could get them at some New Jersey CVS stores. And Wegmans just announced that they're going to start distributing vaccines at their stores. And earlier we heard from Senator Joe Panaccio, the New Jersey Senate Republicans and Assembly. They're holding that independent hearing today on nursing home and long-term care deaths. You can see that here in about a half hour right here on NJ On Air. Take a look at this hotel fire at the Howard Johnson by Wyndham in Camden County. This happened early Thursday morning in Blackwood. It was all captured on cell phone video. Gloucester and Camden County fire crews responded to the scene. It took 2 hours to get the fire under control. The top floor of the hotel was gutted. No one was injured. In Paterson, 2 city council members are indicted for allegedly interfering with an election. Alex Mendez and Michael Jackson are charged with multiple counts, including election fraud. The New Jersey Attorney General's office says they collected ballots from voters and delivered them to county officials, and that's prohibited. The case was used by President Donald Trump in his lawsuit to invalidate voting by mail here in New Jersey. Well, in his first public appearance since several sexual harassment allegations, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says he's not going to resign. He's asking New Yorkers to allow an investigation to take place and claims he's learned an important lesson. For the first time, Governor Phil Murphy has commented on the sexual harassment accusations against Cuomo.
I don't have any insights, but what I've read is deeply concerning and deeply troubling. So it appears as though they're going to have an independent investigation. That, to me, seems what they should be doing.
And again, Governor Cuomo has apologized, and he says he's embarrassed by his actions. All right, this next story is just bizarre, Laura and Cara. Did you hear about this? Senator Cory Booker was apparently on the BBC, but he wasn't. So the BBC radio put Senator Cory Booker, or at least they thought it was Senator Cory Booker, on. They interviewed him, and you know what? It wasn't him. And they had to apologize because they just put some hoaxer on. And of course, they picked the Jersey guy to, carry out the hoax on. But I mean, how crazy is that? Like they didn't even confirm that it was actually Senator.
I was going to say, I'm shocked, especially by the BBC, because I generally find them to be a very credible news organization that does their homework. So I am really surprised.
They didn't even figure it out themselves. It was actually people who were listening who tweeted Senator Booker. And then it was like, oh, well, hey, that's not me.
And so Senator Booker has such a unique voice and diction, too. I mean, he's hard to miss.
Yes, right? There are vetters, there are producers, there are people that go through a lengthy process. And if they got the interview way too easy, that probably should have been
red flag.
Right? Like, right? Because it wasn't breaking news. So it's not like it's breaking, because that happens a lot in breaking news is you're trying to get something on, and sometimes someone will sneak in and, you realize it usually in the interview when you start hearing it, it's like, no, this isn't it. Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Gerald. We appreciate it.
All right. Now we're going to be switching gears to talk a little bit about New Jersey's real estate market. And it is hot. Not even the cold weather and COVID and lockdowns has slowed New Jersey's real estate market down. And we have here to talk with us is New Jersey realtor Erin McManus Keys, who is also a friend. And we're so glad to see you, Erin. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're good. We're good. Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about, you're reading headlines. It's a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. Things are moving. So what can you tell us a little bit about what you've seen? Because it's been different.
It's a little different, to say the least. It is definitely a seller's market. We have the lowest inventory on record. And that is, throughout the United States, but as well in New Jersey. We are seeing, obviously, bidding wars. Cara, it sounds like you have a friend who maybe is going through.
Yes, she messaged me. She was like, you need to ask her my question.
You can absolutely ask that. It started off COVID. None of us knew what was going to happen, right? Are we shutting down? Pennsylvania did shut down for real estate. New Jersey, thankfully, did not. And, at the beginning of COVID, I think I had 6 listings and everybody kind of was looking at me for guidance as to whether to list the homes or not. And, I kind of said, yeah, let's do it and see what happens. And then we all know what has happened. This market is crazy.
Right. Well, are they downsizing? Are they cashing out? Is it an influx from New Yorkers saying we don't have to be in the city? What is it?
All of that. You've
Everything, all of the above.
You've got a lot of people who are downsizing. For me, I work a lot in Hunterdon County. Lambertville is my hometown. They want the smaller home, but with the walkability. You do have, the other faction coming from New York and Philadelphia who just want a less populated area, but want the amenities the cities provide. And then you have, I got off the phone last night with a client who couldn't believe how much his house would sell for and is on the kind of cash out,
And speaking of that whole cash out thing, and this is the trouble that my friend is running into at the moment, where they're putting in mortgage bids even over asking price, and sellers are accepting lower cash bids instead because they're trying to avoid the banks, or they just want that cash out. Is that what you're seeing? I mean, is it not only a seller's market, but they're just, it seems like people are just showing up with bags of cash.
People are showing up with bags of cash. You are correct. And if you're in the market, like myself, I'm like, where is that? How do you have that much money? So yeah, buyers are running up against this. And they are, you do have the, people who are retiring who do have that money, and they're, these young buyers are up against that. And what they can do is, they can get rid of appraisal contingencies so they don't have to worry about it. But that means they're bringing, if that house doesn't appraise, they're bringing that money to the table. So they have to have that money. People are also getting rid of inspections. They're saying, no, we're not going to do inspections. Letters. I have read so many letters from buyers to my sellers, essentially begging them to sell the house.
So it is impacting as far as you're not, what I'm hearing is you're not necessarily having to show houses and go through. Is that COVID related because people don't want to have open houses or, show their houses much? So how is that playing in? Is it?
Yeah. In the very beginning, everybody kind of scrambled. I know I scrambled and had a friend of mine who actually did drone footage through the houses. So we didn't have to go in. It's become increasingly easier to show homes. I myself have not done open houses. We're not quite there yet. We are able to go into a house with a client or two. It's masks, it's booties, it's hand sanitizer. Only the agent can open drawers. We wipe everything down. You do now have to sign a COVID hold harmless form to even look at a house, to even, get in the door. So, there have been precautions, and we've followed, all the guidance that we were able to get from our associations, et cetera.
But it's not slowing people down, clearly.
People have bought. I had a few instances pre-COVID where people bought sight unseen and where I would FaceTime, through the house. I have had that happen. I've probably had 3 or 4 transactions, and this is just me this year, where people bought sight unseen.
Sight unseen. Erin, before we let you go, just really, if you can give us your top advice for sellers and your top advice for buyers right now, what should each be doing to maximize their opportunities in this market?
For sellers, honestly, they really don't have to do much.
They can do no wrong.
They can do no wrong right now. No, they still should, stage their homes and clean their homes out and get them ready to be shown. The normal buyers, the only advice I have is, if you're a young buyer, hopefully mom and dad can help you out, because the only way that you can compete against a cash buyer is to get rid of that appraisal contingency. And again, I don't recommend it, but that's where it has kind of gone to.
It's where we're at right now.
It is, unfortunately.
Yeah, such great insight, advice. And you know what? I think we're eventually going to be talking a little bit about, because spring is coming up, spring cleaning, and getting things ready, how to clean your house. But that'll be another topic for another day. It's so
I would be happy to help.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the information.
Thank you, ladies.
Laura, coming up in just a bit, we're going to be talking about a program that is helping both restaurants and homeless shelters. So I'm really interested to let you guys know about this. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of More Fun. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Swing the hips.
Oh boy, they weren't kidding. Whew.
You're looking for a gold crown?
Sure. So you say you're helping people through. How are you doing that?
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. We're going to get a check of weather before we head back to more guests and headlines. Mike is standing by to tell us a little bit more about that sunshine. And as beautiful as the sunshine is, it is still very cold. So you want to buckle up.
It is very cold. Yeah. It's still a lot of layers for this first weekend in March, but I think we'll be shedding those layers as soon as Tuesday or Wednesday, Cara and Laura. We have a beautiful weekend ahead, lots of sunshine, and we'll take it, even though it's a bit cold. So this weekend, starting off our weekend on Saturday in Morristown, we'll start off at 35 degrees this weekend and climb to 38 by Sunday. Newark sees a high of 40 by Sunday afternoon, but the further you head south over toward Camden and Atlantic City, we'll likely see highs in the 40s by tomorrow and then climb into the 40s throughout Sunday. So without a chance of rain, not only this weekend, but even going forward into the next 7 days, there is a beautiful stretch of weather. Despite the cold today and the cold tomorrow, those wind chills make it feel like the teens now, climbing into the 20s this afternoon. But without the wind, we'll easily feel like the 30s tomorrow and the 40s on Sunday. Notice the bottom row of numbers, how they climb into the 40s even at night. It will be a very tranquil and mild period going forward into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. I myself cannot wait for that 70-degree weather, and it's likely in some places in New Jersey, if not Wednesday afternoon, certainly by Thursday afternoon, especially if we start off the morning in the 50s. It will easily climb into the low 70s in certain places, I think South Jersey, by the end of Thursday. So looking very pleasant on the 7-day. No rain for the next 7 days.
Incredible, Mike. Thank you so much. We're like, thank you for the sunshine. And the bearer of good news. Well, we know that COVID-19 and the lockdowns have hit New Jersey restaurants hard. Many have had to close their doors. The New Jersey Economic Development Authority is trying to help with $14 million in grants. Joining us now is Tara Colton, Executive Vice President of the NJEDA. Tara, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So this program is called Sustain and Serve NJ. How does it work?
So we were so thrilled to be able to launch this program under Governor Murphy's leadership, really focused on achieving several goals. So essentially, the EDA is making grants to 27 organizations throughout the state of New Jersey. The grants range from $100,000 to $2 million, and the organizations, which include homeless shelters, hospitals, foundations, community-based organizations, they'll use that money to do bulk purchases of meals from New Jersey-based restaurants throughout the state. So we have more than 160 restaurants that'll be supplying meals that'll then be distributed at no cost.
So can you tell us a little bit more about how it works? If somebody's watching this saying, wait, that's interesting to me, how does it work?
Sure. So the organizations that applied, they really run the gamut. You can learn more about the whole program at njeda.com. But essentially, the organizations have some relationship in their local community and have developed ways to distribute meals, whether it's to people living in shelters, senior citizens, first responders, really folks within their communities that they feel need to eat a nourishing, healthy, homemade meal, and that there are restaurants that have been so impacted by all of the sort of the COVID closures and the decline in spending. And so we felt this was such a sort of simple but elegant way of being able to provide meals to people, keep restaurants open, and keep restaurant workers employed and doing what they love. And so restaurants in the communities that have been awarded funding have been approved by the EDA to be used for purchasing meals. But other restaurants, if they're interested, they can reach out to one of the organizations that was awarded funding. They're all listed on our website to express interest and see if they can become one of the local providers.
And this is a grant. They don't have to pay it back. It's a grant. And that's, there is money available, but sometimes people don't know what programs exist or where to look.
Yeah, we've been so proud over the last year through the support from the governor and kind of our commitment to supporting small businesses. The EDA has awarded more than $200 million in grants to small businesses throughout the state, as well as loans. And there are a range of supports. I would really encourage business owners to reach out, whether it's through njeda.com or the main government website, covid19.nj.gov. There are a lot of resources available. Low-cost loans, grants, technical assistance. We have programs helping people learn how to convert their businesses to e-commerce, because so much is being done electronically now. So really the goal is to try and provide support to people in this really uncharted waters that we're all in.
And Tara, what's been the feedback or the response from local restaurants? I happen to have several friends that own restaurants, and I know that they're struggling. And this sounds like a great way, like you said, just to kind of take two needs and make them serve one another.
Yeah, a lot of the restaurants have said that this is a lifeline for them, especially during the winter. It was nice to follow the weather report with some sunshine, but we know it's still cold, and people are still limiting how much they're eating at restaurants in person. And so the opportunity for restaurants to be able to have a stable source of income, a stable set of meals that they know what, that they're going to have business and needs, that they'll be able to pay their staff reliably. I think that has been very exciting. And we've also heard just tremendous positive feedback from folks in the community who have said this is going to be such a strong way to feed people who are struggling right now. And so the response has been really positive. And I think one of the nice outcomes has been that you're building relationships between some of these local anchors in their communities, the restaurants that are up and down main streets throughout New Jersey, with some of the local community organizations that they may not have previously worked with. And so there's, I think, some long-lasting relationships that'll come out of this.
And the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, it's a quasi-governmental agency, and it's really New Jersey's bank for business. Right? What is it? People hear the acronyms.
Yeah.
I actually briefly worked there for a year as communications director, so I know a little bit about it, but not everybody always knows, well, what is it? How does it work? So can you just really briefly?
Sure. Yeah. So the New Jersey EDA has been around for decades, and we are really proud to be the driving force for New Jersey's economic growth, really focused on Governor Murphy's vision for a stronger, fairer economy in New Jersey. And so that we provide a number of resources to businesses of all sizes with an increasing focus on small and micro businesses. So for example, in this program, Sustain and Serve, all of the restaurants that were approved have 50 employees or less. The goal is really to target the money to the businesses that are the most acutely affected. So EDA works with large organizations and corporations, as well as some of the smallest businesses throughout the state. We provide money, we provide resources, and really want to work as a partner, but with a very explicit focus on equity. That is something that is really leading the charge for what we've done, but also importantly, where we're headed.
So this is Sustain and Serve. This is focused more at restaurants, but there is a lot more that you do, and people can go to your website and look to see all of the different opportunities and programs that they may qualify for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we also have the Sustain and Serve NJ program on our njonair.com as well. Tara Colton, Executive Vice President of the NJEDA. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it. This is a great program. I like the sound of it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Have a great weekend.
All right. I think we're going to the weather news. The weather was.
Oh, we got one little story we want to share.
Oh, we do have another story. I jumped ahead. I'm so excited about the sunshine.
No,
I'm jumping all over the place.
But we have some cool video out of South Jersey. This little guy got stuck in a fence. Police and fire from Mantua Police Department were able to cut the deer free from that iron fence, and it was able to run off perfectly fine. How it got in there in the first place is beyond me, but
look at that.
Got the first half through and then got his haunches stuck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, deer on our roadways, it is a big issue. I mean, they can do significant damage.
It's like hitting a tree.
Yeah. But look, it looks like he kind of went through, and then their resilience, they jump up, and that's wonderful that, someone was able to come and actually free the deer.
And get him out of there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Meteorologist Mike Favetta, you got one more forecast for us, just because the forecast is so good.
Laura, I've been a statistic of the deer car accident. It totaled my car. Yeah.
Oh,
big. It took 2 state troopers by the antlers to move it off of the road. That's how big it was.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a large buck. A lot of horns too.
I've got a love-hate for the deer,
I know.
But they're dangerous, and they ate my tomato plants one year.
I love the deer-resistant shrubbery that the nurseries sell, and then after you plant it and 2 weeks go by, you go, didn't I plant something there? Where'd it go? And cleaned to the sticks. But we will see a lot more deer, I'm sure, roaming around and enjoying the your buffet that you put out. You spend all the money on the shrubs and the landscaping, because with the warmer weather that's coming, there's also some outdoor dining opportunities for us here in New Jersey. So nice to see Tara talking about the NJEDA programs for restaurants, because there is plenty of outdoor dining opportunities ahead with the milder weather. It looks very pleasant on the 7-day, especially with highs that take us back into the upper 60s, near 70 by Thursday. And I think there will be some 70s popping up here by the end of the week. I think here in New Jersey, you'll likely see some people heading down toward the beaches, maybe sitting on the sand, because with the upper 60s, in the shade on the beach, it'll feel like the mid and upper 70s by Thursday afternoon, despite that afternoon sea breeze. Got to watch for that. Don't forget that by, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when that sea breeze comes in, it'll feel icy along the shoreline, as water temperatures are still in the low 40s. So keep that in mind with a very warm afternoon. Once that sea breeze kicks in along the shoreline, temperature drops about 25 degrees. And we see that every March. That's nothing new. Certainly with the milder air coming in, we'll be able to enjoy all that sunny weather and enjoy perhaps some outdoor dining across many of New Jersey's eateries as we get into the milder weather. This is a good trend, a sign of things to come. just have to get through this pretty chilly weekend, and then we can enjoy a milder trend ahead.
I will take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll just take the sunshine. I don't mind the cold as long as that sun is there.
Yeah,
and
it's nice because even with the snow that's left on the ground, it's still able to, keep the watersheds nice and full. So a lot of people have been saying, we're probably not going to hear the word drought for a very long time. And that's kind of the benefit of having so much snow and so much snowpack, even in the northwestern part of the state, still in early March, that'll keep those rivers flowing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. When we got all that rain, I was like, all this water plus the melting snow is not going to add up quickly.
So extra juicy tomatoes for the pizza this summer, right, Cara? Right.
That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
If the deer don't eat it. If the deer don't eat my tomato plant.
Laura, we'll get you a little chicken wire. We'll round them all up.
Oh yeah, I need that. I need that. Mike, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Always good to see that. Exciting news on the forecast.
We will always take a good forecast. Absolutely.
Right. And if you're actually heading out, not by foot, by car, we're going to transition to a little bit more news. And that is about gas prices in New Jersey. They're going up. And according to AAA Mid-Atlantic, the average price of regular gasoline in New Jersey has gone up 7 cents in the past week and nearly 30 cents in a month. And that's almost 40 cents more than a year ago, before the onset of COVID. It's almost a year. How does that happen? So there is a nosedive back then on the oil demand that sent prices to an uncommonly low level last spring, last summer. Yet Tom Closen, the global head of the energy analyst for the Oil Price Information Service and the national price may hit its peak for the year within weeks, with the OPEC Plus alliance soon to set the standard for how much crude oil is expected to be produced at the start of the second quarter. Got a little tongue-tied there this morning reading all of that. So gas prices are going up.
Bottom line, I was going to say, the weather gets nice. Everybody's going to try to head into their car, and the gas prices are going to go up. So
right, that's it. That's it.
Always happens that way. I have not looked at a gas price, and I can't tell you how. I'm like, the car needs gas. It is what it is.
But the gas in the car, it used to be how many times a week, we're scrambling to go different places, especially, working. Then the car sat in the garage for how long? I don't know.
At this point, I put gas in the car once a month. So yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah. So.
All right, kids. My dog is about to knock something heavy over.
My dog was kind of clawing at the door as well.
Yeah, she's had just about enough of this morning. She's over me. She's been fed and petted. I don't know what else she needs.
Well, that gives everybody a few more minutes to check out the sunshine today.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of sunshines, we just want to congratulate our colleague, Lisa Marie, one more time on her beautiful baby girl, Liana Lucille. Welcome to the world. Welcome to Jersey, the newest Jersey girl.
Yes, a Jersey girl, another Jersey girl. What a pretty name, too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Beautiful name. So again, Lisa Marie and Joe, congratulations, you guys. Good job. She's perfect. She's beautiful. And for everybody joining us this morning, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. The New Jersey Show is live every Friday morning starting at 9 a.m. on NJ On Air. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.